So I'm here with Daniel Dugina, Executive Director for Lendlease in Victoria. Great to see you, mate.
Good to be here, Mike.
So we do these videos to help consumers learn more about the developers behind the projects. Many people have heard of Lendlease before, but would you mind sharing a bit about the business and how you guys operate?
So Lendlease is a business that's primarily Australian-based. We've been operating in Australia for over 60 years. We're across three different business segments. So we have our investment management business, which is really focused on funds under management. We have a development business, which is our asset creation business. And we have the construction business, which is really focused on the delivery of quality assets.
One of the things I think is really important for buyers to be thinking about is when they're assessing buying off the plan is, can the developer deliver on it? But what I think is important with what you guys, why Lendlease is a good option for people is, one, it's a publicly listed company, so you can literally look at the financials of the business. You guys do and you also do some of the construction in-house, is that right?
Yeah, we have a mixed approach to construction, depending on the scale and complexity. Sometimes it suits Lendlease construction. Sometimes we might work with a third-party builder. But we always have a quality management and project management overlay, no matter who we're working with, to actually deliver the product.
Yeah, so we're down at Collins Wharf right now in a beautiful display. This is obviously a very large precinct kind of area. Is that the style that Lendlease tries to focus on, or is there, how does that kind of the style of project that suits Lendlease?
Yeah, so Lendlease's strategy has been focusing on key gateway cities. We have the key gateway cities in Australia being Melbourne and Sydney, and also Brisbane. Typically, it's projects of a precinct level of scale, so multiple buildings, and in that way we can bring a lot to what can be sometimes complicated sites that are difficult to unlock without a precinct level approach to it. And in that, we really focus hard on the placemaking aspect. So we not just focus on the chunky financial assets in the big commercial buildings and the large apartment towers, but having a really strong focus on what happens on the ground plane. So how the retail works, the spaces in between the buildings, how the parks and all that come together to make a fantastic place.
And do you want to tell us a bit about, because I think you guys are very well known for that precinct-based approach, and I agree with you that, in order to deliver a really awesome experience for the consumer, being able to control both the apartment side, also looking at retail and what is the amenity that sits around the project, that's really, and makes up the whole experience for the user. Do you want to share a bit about some of the precinct-type projects you've been working on recently?
Well, we're in Victoria now, so I'll start with that. We're in Victoria Harbour, which is a precinct that we've been curating since 2001 when we were awarded the development rights to really what is the centrepiece in Docklands, Victoria Harbour. So far in this precinct, we've developed 3,000 apartments. We've got another 2,000 to go. We've developed a significant amount of office space. We've got the headquarters for the ANZ down here. NAB was also headquartered here at a point in time. But it's really what has been happening at the ground plane, which is the glue that brings these precincts and the community together. We've been very lucky to be awarded a project located close to Queen Victoria Market, Gurrowa Place, which is a mix of office, residential and student accommodation with a curated retail ground plane where we're bringing in elements that really going to drive that great place creation down there. Like we're building a new public park in coordination with the City of Melbourne. We're well known for the Barangaroo precinct.
Yeah.
We've been developing Barangaroo South for some period of time now with the international towers that have been delivered up there and some of Australia's most luxurious residential product in One Sydney Harbour. One Sydney Harbour is part of the Barangaroo South precinct. We've got three residential towers which have been in development for some time, and they've got about $4 billion of residential sales. We're also developing the Brisbane Showgrounds in Brisbane, which is again it's another great precinct scale project that we're doing with a mix of residential apartments and office and a great retail ground plane that's been established through the King Street precinct.
We were talking before about construction, some of the projects being delivered internally. Who are the types of partners that you guys work with? Because I think those really big projects require a certain style of vision and certain architects are kind of more well suited than others. Do you have preferred architects you work with, or who do you think is doing a great job right now out there?
The way we look at sites is we have an approach that's bespoke for the site that we're looking at. So we do use a number of international master plan architects when we're looking at a site initially, and then when we hone down into asset class, we're definitely using asset class specialists, specialists in residential, specialists in retail, specialists in office, and obviously the landscaping and public realm. But no, we work with a number of different architects and urban designers and landscape designers and other businesses which help us bring these precincts together.
And in terms from the consumer standpoint, if you were sitting across from a consumer and they were thinking about buying into a Lendlease project, what is it that you think that Lendlease is able to bring that really should give them comfort in terms of making a transaction?
as a business that's been around for 60 years, the customers have certainty that we're going to deliver on the promises that we put out in the market. It's a great thing that customers, they really have that certainty that Lendlease will deliver. So I think that's something they can stand by. It's become more and more important for consumers to know not just what is being delivered, but who is delivering it.
Totally agree.
Yeah, there's then the credibility of that team. So I feel very lucky to work for Lendlease because you bring the weight of the Lendlease credentials that come along with what we've done in our past with our track record. So certainly giving purchasers that confidence of what we're going to do into the future.
Well, I think in my career, I've been working with Lendlease for about a decade. And you guys have always been awesome to deal with. And I'm focusing these videos on people that I think are doing an exceptional job in the marketplace. And you personally, as well as the Lendlease brand, I think, more developers that are doing great work like you guys, the better it is for the market and good for everyone. So appreciate you taking the time to chat.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.